Hey everybody, it's Mark from the Crystal Chronicles, your Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia podcast, bringing you all your DFFOO news and talk every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Mino and I just sharing all the good stuff live on Twitch and YouTube, or just right here on YouTube afterwards. Today is my mid-May tier list video, bringing you kind of the second half or snow cycle. Apologize, didn't get the first half of the month because of various vacations and work stuff, but I wanted to bring you at least the second half of the month. Before we do, like the video, subscribe, consider becoming a member for 99 cents, and a special shout out to Manscaped, our sponsor and friend here. All of your manscaping needs, all of your personal hygiene needs as well. Go to manscaped.com, check out all their amazing products. Myself and Mino have used them. They're very, very cool, very useful, very inexpensive, and you can make that even more inexpensive by using the promo code TCCPOD, TCCPOD at checkout to get 20% off your entire order, whether you just need some new underwear, some new personal care products, or you want to get the weed whacker or the lawnmower. They're amazing, amazing flagship products. So let's get into the tier list. Before we do, let me remind you what I am or have been doing. I think once we get to FR era, we'll change it up a little bit because the system won't work. But my idea is that every month you have about 75,000 gems to play with, 600 tickets, and you spread that out over a few banners, and even that will allow you to accumulate some resources moving forward, so that you do have resources when you want to pull on favorites or just characters that you might have some interest in. C tier are characters I suggest you skip. B tier are considering for roster needs or just to keep yourself interested in the game. A tier, 300 tickets per banner, and then S tier, 75,000 gems to focus on that LD. Again, I would not encourage you chase a BT, although obviously if you are conservative, you save up your resources, you really want a BT, use those BT tokens, or do chase it on one banner, but wait till the entire cycle's done. That's why I generally have gems and tickets over one cycle, so that you have the best chance to get that BT without chasing it. Let's get into S tier, those things that I suggest you skip. First is Lise from Final Fantasy XIV, and of course you should skip her because she's the worst character from Final Fantasy XIV. Hit me up in the comments, Lise fans, because I've played that game. She's not good. I don't know why you would think she is. She wasn't good when she wasn't Lise. She isn't good as Lise. I haven't played Endwalker yet, so maybe things turn around and she's really great in that game. Is she even in that game? I don't know. Spoilers. You don't worry about spoiling me. Either way, she's not great in this game. Just get Ida. Ida's better. Ida's a better release. Emperor is good. Like, Emperor's great. Emperor fans are gonna be like, Emperor! But again, if you didn't have him and he wasn't a favorite, would you go full in, pity his BT, green him, blue him, and then really make use of him? And then how long is he going to last you? So again, come at me in the comments. Is he bad? No. Is he worth investment? Certainly not. Belthier, same way. I love Belthier. We'll just go into Zidane and Belthier. Two of my favorite characters. I have both of them blued. Zidane is green. I'll use both of them in C90. Great. But would I suggest that you chase them with your limited resources? No, not at all. I don't think that's a good idea at this point in the game. Unless you are a newer player, you've missed them, and they are favorites, then go ahead and chase them. B tier are those things to consider. And here's why I have this. There's some question marks for the rest of this month. The first is snow. So it's going to be interesting to see, although we've lost a lot of content creators, so I'm not really sure what the hype's going to be. But I think there's a lot of hype behind Snow, and I think he is really good. He does have some interesting mechanics where with his BT and BT plus effect, if I understand it right, he's basically able to replenish Brave after each HP attack. So with some certain team setups and certain character combos, he can be really, really good. But he's not that kind of character that you're just gonna throw on any team like Garnet or Ramza or Zac, where you just throw them on a team and you press buttons and they are good regardless. Yes, you can optimize those characters, but not in the same way that you really need to optimize Zack. So again, if you're looking for a more defensive character who has a really interesting gimmick that you really look into and dig into, and of course we'll walk through it all on the show, and there are going to be some great videos. We got some Brave Game folks and some other folks that are just big fans of Snow that I'm sure are going to do videos that really dig into how to use him well. If that's for you, great. If not, I think you're going to be safe, and that is the banner with Lise on it, so not a terrible banner to do. The reason I have Freya in B tier is because we don't know if she's going to be on this cycle or if she's on, at the time I'm recording this video, on the Kieran during the Mayfair banners. So she might be on a Mayfair banner. If so, maybe consider getting her there. If she's not on this cycle, obviously it's not going to be an issue. That's why she's in there. Freya is really solid at C90. She does get her LD, which allows her to jump like Kain. If you're familiar with Kain's gimmick, he jumps, leaves the screen, does kind of some follow-up attacks. Hers is a little bit more party support oriented than Kain's, and she does continue to be a solid party support, doing things like Party Last Stand, which is super helpful. But she does have that new mechanic where she's able to jump up and leave the play area for a while, and also then provide some support to the party with that. So interesting character, really good character, I think, at this point in the game. So Freya, guys, shout out to you. Hopefully you enjoy this time in Freya's life. Well, let's get to the A tier, where I suggest you spend some tickets. And I would suggest you spend 300 tickets on the Kadaj Rajan banner, Rajan banner. Both of them are fairly solid. I really like Kadaj, hashtag fix Kadaj, which worked, right? I really thought Kadaj was a solid pick early on. I think his C90 makes him a little bit more playable, a little bit smoother in terms of playability. So I think you're going to enjoy him a lot more in C90 if you already enjoyed him. I don't know that I would chase Kadaj. I actually would chase Rajan's banner, Rajan's LD, and if you get Kadaj, great. Rajan's always been fun. He's got that lightning enchant and peril, does the inconsistent paralyze, or not inconsistent, you have to build up to it, and he paralyzes. Decent party support, physical melee, just physical attack support, or maybe melee support specifically. That's been really solid. But with his LD, he does get a new debuff, which gives him gives the enemy the defense HP resist down, which we refer to as HP cap up. So it gives that about 20%. So kind of similar, not as good as Kurasame, not as good as Laguna or Seymour, but still solid. But in addition to that, it does attack down, and it also does HP damage down for 2 turns. So yeah, I mean, it's a really solid kind of defensive. I think it's called something like, don't do something with my friends, or get away from my friends, or something like that. So it's a nice kind of throw it out there, give yourself a couple turns. It's about a 2-turn debuff to rest, regenerate, not worry about what the boss is doing, and also give yourself a little extra damage boost as well. So I think it's a good call if you're picking up. There's been a lot of good calls. Seymour's a good call. We just got Laguna's a good call. There have been a few others that we've got. I think Kurasame's coming back this month as well too, or just came back. If you haven't picked up Kurasame, that was a good time to get Kurasame as well. So several decent calls. I think he is just one on top of those to pick up. That brings us to our gem banner, and I think that is Cisne. Cisne is on a banner with somebody else. Who is Cisne on a banner with? Let me look. Oh yeah, Zidane. I wouldn't be chasing him, but Cisne is one of the Turks. Gotta love the Turks, and from Crisis Core, I believe. And those are the games I've never played. Crisis Core before Crisis. Those were games I did not play, but I believe she's from Crisis Core. With Zack, and she is a really interesting character that does follow-up attack. So we have a couple characters that do follow-up attack damage. Hers is just significant, and it's frequent because it's after everybody attacks. And so Cisne does lots of damage for lots of people depending on your team setup, and you're going to see her used into the FR era, especially I think with Kain. I think there's some nice synergy between the two units, just kind of constant damage being done, and ramping up that damage. Total damage. So that is my suggestion for the rest of May, or mid-May, I suppose. We'll get some banners at the end of May. I think you're safe to skip Lys, Emperor, Belthier, and Zidane. Might consider Snow, Freya if she's on this banner or the other banners, carrying banners. Rajin, I think is a good call to pick up if you can get Kadaj as well. I think that's a decent banner. And then I think Cisne is who you want to pick up for sure. Super powerful, really great unit. So let me know who you're pulling for. Let me know if you disagree with me. I'll read your comments and we'll talk about all these characters in great detail after we've had times to play with them on Thursday night on the Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omni podcast called The Crystal Chronicles. Mino and I bringing you all your DFFOO news and talk. Leave a comment below, like, sub, ring the bell for notifications. Consider becoming a member for 99 cents. Do check out manscaped.com, TCC Pod to get 20% off your order. And until next time, friends, good luck on all your polls. Goodbye.